This foot here is about 10 weeks since the last trim, so we're a little overgrown here. And it looks like he's popped sole since the last time I saw him. So coming here, I want to open up this central sulcus here, trim off all these flaps of frogs. I don't want to trim into the live frog tissue, but these flaps that are just creating a place for thrush to breed, I want to open this up here, and we'll be treating him today. These bars that are pinching in on the frog here, I need to get down. I want the bars to go about halfway down the frog like this, but just blend into everything. Easy. Good boy. And his sole is still shedding. You see these chalky bits that are coming out. I'm just going to loosely scrape. Easy. Good boy. Before I come with my nippers, I want to get every little rock out because that will really dull my nippers to come in there. Easy. When taking a big chunk of heel like I'm going to do, it's easier to bring the bar down first so I'm not cutting through as much material. So now that I've got that, I'm going to come down to pretty close to the frog here. I can always take more, so when I do my initial cut of the heels, I like to be a little conservative with it. And then just following that cut line down. I'm gonna come on this other bar, same thing as I did. About the same amount of heel. This side was a little higher. And I'm just following the same line with my nippers. And then I'm gonna angle here at the toe. Start to bring this toe back. I check my balance from here. Good boy. Come here. It was pretty even. I'm just smoothing everything with my rasp. There was a little high spot right here. But now I've got everything nice and smooth. Again, some chalkiness here, but that will continue to come out. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. With my bonsai nippers here, I can get these last. Easy. I would like to come a little bit more, on this bar, especially right there. I'm going to check my balance one more time. Easy. Oh, you want to set it down, Duke? That's okay. Because he does have some flares here, I'm going to pull it from the front. Good boy. Easy. Good boy. Set you right there. And I can come and take this ridge down from the top. And I'm also beveling at the same time. I'm using the aggressive side of my rasp, and I can switch to the thin side just to do the finishing touches. But for taking off material or trying to do more than just polish it, I'm going to use the aggressive side. Now I'm smoothing. I'm going to look at it from underneath. Come here. Good boy. And just take this bevel and finish it off from under here so everything flows smoothly into each other. And because he has a healthy, like, shaped foot in general, I've got the back of the heels pretty much at the widest part of the frog here, so that's all in line. He has a good ratio of frog to the toe in front of the frog, so I'm really happy with that about this horse. And as I'm just finishing this bevel from underneath, I'm going to take it forward for the finishing touches now. Here we go. Whoa, stretch. Stretch. Good boy. Here. There you go. And there's just a little bit more of a flare here I want to bring in. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm coming with the smooth side. This is not a super deep crack, but I am going to treat in here. It's not, sometimes it's really narrow. This is wider, but I'm going to fill in with my hoof stuff. This is the perfect example of there being so much more to hoof care than just hoof trimming. This thrush that he's had is pretty chronic, and I have been trimming him for several years, but his owner is elderly and really can't pick up his feet and treat for thrush or really clean them at all. And in the winter, his paddock does get quite muddy, even though he does have turnout. An area he's in a lot has manure and mud. And so the situation is just not ideal, but there's not really anything else to be done. He has a great life in retirement. He's happy and he's loved. But he is older and he gets some senior feed, which does have more sugar, which is probably contributing to his white line and thrush, as well as not being cleaned out as often as possible. So I do what I can when I give him his trim. He's not ridden, and again, he is a very happy horse. But this is just an example to show it's really a lot about the care in between trims as well as the trimming itself. As his front. And again, we've got that chalky sole coming off, even just with my hoof pick. And it's not a very thick layer. It's a pretty thin layer of chalky sole. Come here on the bars. And then you see underneath this chalky stuff is the more kind of creamy colored live sole. So I'm just going to smooth this. Again, this is not about carving it out by any means. I'm just loosening what's already ready to shed and helping it come off all the way. And these big flaps of frog I want to take down. And again, even though this is kind of deep, I don't know how well the camera shows it, it's not black or gunky down there. So I'll put stuff in there to prevent it from getting infected, but I'm not really concerned about that. There being a, deep central sulcus infection in this foot. Start his bevel about right there. Keep moving my nippers over. The hooves are relatively soft, although he does have quite big feet. But because they're soft, I'm able to move my nipper over farther while keeping in line. And I'm to my heels here. Same thing, scrape the bar down. And here we go. balance. He wore more on this side, so I'm taking more down here than I am on this side. Match the toe all the way around. Right here, I'm just going to level it. Its heels are nice and even. Everything's lined up again. I do want to get some of these little flaps. And coming in on this bevel, I'm doing my rasp at an angle here. The bevel will be less steep at the heels and more steep at the toe, but I want it to all flow together. And the last thing I want to do is get this part of the bar down a little bit so it just flows completely nicely like the other one. All right, I just got to polish it from the top. So I'm on the smooth side. Just making everything super pretty here. When you do the bevel from underneath, it creates a little bit of a ridge. So that's what I'm coming on top, so that the bevel from underneath and the hoof wall just flows together. And I got a hoof pick with a brush here, so this will work better for the no thrush. I use the pointed end of my hoof pick to pack the hoof stuff in here. And the better you pack it in there, the better it will stay. There we go. And then so here I'm cleaning out this foot. These rocks in this white line here will just ruin your tool. So really get everything out that you can. Even tiny little rocks, especially your nippers, can like chip them up and really shorten the lifespan of your tools. You can usually hear them with your hoof pick. So bars here first. Easy. Do his frog. Easy. Again, I'm just kind of opening up to see what's going on here. And we get a big rock in there.
Big rock in there. Big rock. And I get big rock out.
Easy. It's okay. Good boy. So I'm going to come in on these bars so that I can come to the heel. He didn't like me putting his foot in between my legs, so we're doing it this way on my knee here. Good boy. And again, this one looked super funky, but it's not terrible once I've cleaned it up. I'll definitely pack in there. There we go. So I'm gonna look, do a preliminary check. He's pretty even on this foot. Come in at the heel. And like you noticed on the other back foot, I came in at the toe. You can do it either way, whatever you prefer. See how I followed the line and it's pretty level and flat there? Of course, I'll rasp it and smooth it. But when you start at one place, you just follow your cut marks to help you take the same amount all the way around. Easy. Come on. Easy. Good boy. I didn't really need to take any height off the toe. That's why I stopped there. Just enough that I can rasp it. Now that I have done that, before I come with my nippers, I want to make sure there's nothing else stuck in here. It just feels mostly like hoof. Going to come. Again, just smooth. Boy. Hey. I mean, maybe he's not wanting to hold his knee bent. That's why I was trying to hold it lower for him. So where I'm coming in on the bevel here is right in between that, in that water line. He does have this little bit of stretched wall here, but I'm not gonna, I don't want to trim into it. I'm not gonna worry about that because on this horse, he's got a really good amount of toe in front of his frog. His ratio, the frog should be at least 2/3. So I'm not going to bring this toe back extra short because his toe is already a good length in proportion to the rest of his foot. So here, easy. Okay. I'm just going to do this real quick. Good boy. So I'm not actually taking a ton of toe there, you can see. But I want to bevel this all the way around. All right, good boy. Now I'm going to finish this. Same angle with the rasp. Good boy. Smoothing it, I want to pull this foot forward and work on those flares. If he doesn't mind putting it forward, then I'm going to think it's about like he doesn't want to bend his knee, you know? Come here. Good boy. Oh. So I'm going to come in on any flares he's having here. So I did most of this front hoof from underneath. So I'm just going to smooth here. All right, getting this foot cleaned out. I'm gonna open up all this area. There we go. I don't want to trim a ton of this frog here. I just want to get these little flaps. So this one, this is pretty shallow. That's great. I'm gonna come up here. This one I probably won't even pack hoof stuff. I'll just do no thrush. When there's not like kind of a deep, tight crack, the hoof stuff doesn't stay in as well. I could use Artemud, but I don't have it with me. Artemud and hoof stuff are both by Red Horse Products, and I really like using their stuff. Because his back foot doesn't have as much heel to take, I think I'm actually just going to come with my rasp. And I'm going to take this heel, and I'm going to check my balance in a minute. Easy, come on. Come on, Duke. Right. Pretty even, a little bit high right here. When there's not a ton of hoof wall height, I will do a little rasp like this first, and then I'll just nip my bevel and then smooth with my rasp, whereas like on his fronts, he had so much height coming up this way that I wanted to nip that first. Coming here, all around the toe. But again, it's not a ton that I'm taking. More than I would want to rasp. And now I come, again, not taking much height down, but just making that bevel really nice. When I'm doing more on the side here, that's more taking it in like a flare. I'm gonna no thrush him and then bring his foot forward, but then I don't need to come back underneath. Come here. Round, making this toe nice and round. Now I'm going to switch to the smooth side.